And welcome back to another BobBlast. Hi, I'm Bob Burridge, and this one is a continuation of the last one. You know, where we took a full sheet, 22 by 30, divided it all up into 10 inches by 10 inches. These are going to be my warm-up practice pieces. And out of a full sheet, we can get 6 pieces ready to go. Here they are. Okay, and I also use orange as my gesso. It's my mid-tone. Let's get started so you can actually see what do I do after the orange dries. So out of those 6 little warm-up pieces, I'm going to show you actually painting on 2 of them. And this one will be about painting a landscape. We're going to have a high horizon line and a low horizon line. But first, let me show you the materials. I have the ink tints from Derwent. These are my wonderful watercolor pencils. Okay, and they're permanent. I love these. I have my color wheel out. I know this is going to be my dominant color, my focal point color, and the 2 spice colors. Here they are. These are my Holbein paints. So for blue, I have the 2 different kinds of blues. I like choices, and my focal point color is this magenta. There's my orange. I'm going to use the light green. I'll make my green even lighter by adding some yellow to it. There's my opera. There's my opera, the spice colors. A little bit of black, and my white titanium. These sheets are already dried. I have my wide brushes. Notice how big the brushes are. Not these tiny little brushes. And a big bucket of water. My paper towels. I'm ready to paint. Let's go. So my concept here today is to do 2 paintings, one with a high horizon line and one with a low horizon line. Okay, here we go. And this will also explain why I use a warm tone. I put paint right over it, and then when I scrape away, I'll have some orange lines, kind of like that little snappy look to it. So here we go, wet the brush. Dominant color is going to be blue. Lots of water. Ugh. I like these paints. They have so much pigment. So there's the low horizon line, right? Now we're going to do a high horizon line. There we go. And again, make sure that the dominant color is in fact dominant. That's about 80% of the surface. Okay, here's some dark blue. Let's put some dark blue. And some in here. Really dramatic. Notice I paint all over the surface all at the same time. Look at this. Using the other end of the brush. I like to draw back into it. And some more. Okay. There we go. Woo. Now add some white to it. It's still blue. It may not be the exact blue. It's still blue. Variations. There we go. Some clouds. Woo. Woo. Dramatic. And up in here. Very, very light sky. Now I want the focal point to be here on the horizon line. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. but I want everyone's eye to go there. So the focal point is that orange color. There we go. Can't miss that. Look at that. Ooh. Nice and juicy. And focal point will be in here. Same color. Man. Oh, man. Now, two spice colors, that hot pink and that green. So let's get some of this green. Spice colors always go right next to the focal point. Don't put it down in here. See, your eye went down in here. So there is a spice color. That takes about 5% of the footprint. Okay, we'll do that. And the focal point color is going to be about 10%. Oof. There we go. And then the other color, the other spice color. Whoa. About another 5%. Of course, this is very abstract. It's the way I like it. Let's lighten this up a little bit more. There. So you let some of that orange peek through. Well, it's still wet. I like the texture. This is just the beginning. I like to make these videos short, not too long, so I'm not going to be able to do the entire painting. But I always start off loose. Always start off loose. Oh. Look at this. Bottom of the clouds. Pretty dramatic, huh? A little bit darker up in here. A lot darker. There we go. Ooh. Ooh. And let's make some dark clouds up in it. Wow. More contrast, huh? And let's put some down in here. And I like to paint all over at the same time, over the whole surface. So that's the beginning of a warm-up. Now you know why I put the orange down first. Kind of peeks through and gives it that je ne sais quoi, huh? It's pretty nice. And I'll do 6 of these warm-ups every morning. These are my practice pieces, not meant to be these grand, magnificent pieces to win blue ribbons. They help me to warm up, and then when I go to work on a larger piece, I would have already practiced that. It's kind of muscle memory, I hope, anyway, what's left. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this quick little video of cutting up the pieces so they're 10 inches by 10 inches with a warm background. I have my pencils, I'll scrape and scratch in there. I use the other side of my brush. While it's all wet, I work quickly. And hey, thanks again for watching, and make sure you share this with all your friends. I'll see you on the next BobBlast. Thanks again. Hi there, you caught me doing my favorite thing. By myself in the studio, I'm doing abstract acrylic painting and collage. Right now I'm painting. By the way, this is the kind of stuff I'm going to be doing a lot of this year. The abstract acrylic painting and collage workshops all over the place. We do the crazy stuff with tissue paper from candy boxes, big sheets of black paper, craft paper. We make our own stencils with stencil spray cans. Lots of alcohol, water, acrylic sprays. Wonderful. Gel medium, that's our glue for everything, gel medium. And we start off small. These little ones in the morning, these are warm-up practice pieces. And you can see I'm working on some of them all at the same time. It's one of the things that's so much fun in this class. So again, I even had to write it down because it's a mouthful for me. Abstract, acrylic, painting, and collage. Hey, I'll see you there. Excuse me while I go collage. Oh. Gold. More gold. Ooh. Whew. Now, big one. There we go. If you're gonna do it, do it.
So Bob, where can they find out about these workshops?
Go to my website. It's all there.
robertburridge.com